Okay, there we go. Hi and welcome back to another quick diary on the status of Glint, the game engine that I'm developing in Clojure. So we now have a camera, a third-person camera. So the one before was just a stationary one. And I discovered some things. Let's see if I can get to it. I discovered some things that I hadn't even thought of once I got that. So let's go back to robot, and I need to go to ZeroBot. Here we go. So the collider for the robot was let's see, I've added width now, so it's now a bit bigger. It's still quite flat, so I need to fix that. But what I discovered, let's see, I need to, where was I? Here. I believe. Yeah, so this is what I had in the beginning. And so I just need to evaluate, and I go to main, stop, and you restart. And as you can see, I'm standing in the middle of the air, which was not possible to see when I had the stationary camera. You can also see that the initial default I selected was a little bit too close to the Mr. Robot. So if we then go back to what I then found works, there we go. Actually, let's do that. So stop, restart. And now, as you can see, it's I'm just standing above as I should be. And what I discovered was that I had completely failed to account for let's see, where is Mr. Robot? Here. So I have my position. So the position is actually the center of the robot. It's not at the bottom. So when I add a collider and I have this half extent, so this means that he's 6 units tall in total. And then here I have an offset of 3, which is half, so that I'm not entirely sure if I need that anymore. I need to experiment a little bit. But basically that will give an offset in terms of where the collider will calculate things. Which also means that the position for the center is at 3. And when all of that then aligns up, I'm now actually walking here correctly. Then I discovered that for the camera system, the third-party camera, so I follow a tag, in this case player, which I've robot has player here somewhere. There, it's just an empty map. So this is what we look at. So we look at player. Player is at 3. but it's a third person. So ideally what I would want to do is actually want to look a little bit above Mr. Robot. And that's what the target offset does. So I follow player. He is currently at position Y3. And then I add another 4 units, so I'm actually looking at 7. Which helps a bit with the camera. So then I have some kind of like this part here. I don't fully understand why this would happen. So I have a spring arm mechanic, which basically means that as think of it like a camera, and it's circling around the target like this. So this is where I'm looking at. There's a boom going out all the way, and then the camera is here at the very end. And so if I have something that's clipping this, I want to shorten the boom. So that's called a spring mechanic. So it goes back in. And then the moment it's released, it just goes back out. In this case, I've just made it instant. And maybe I'll do something later where it's like more smooth. You can make animations and just transition from one position to another. And so that works here. So now I'm just going, should be, okay, this is very interesting. It's not working here, there. So I get, I wonder if I need to put up a red dot with that, what the position of the look at position along with the target offset, if it's actually correct, because this doesn't feel right. Anyway, so it's then cut off, and then we zoom in, whereas here I have a particular angle here where I've noticed that it just cuts there. And if I'm looking at the top of the head, there's no way that I should be able to cut this, but it does. So I'm probably looking at the wrong spot. All the mathing in the test works out. The other thing that is also of interest in terms of just how things are different is here I have my half extent, so it's currently 5. That means that the robot is 10 units wide actually. So if I do 1, no, that's the block. This is correct. Where's the, here, 1.5, yes, he's 3 units wide. So if I do 1, 0.5. And then we need to restart. There we go. You can now see that I can go in like this before it's blocked, and you get clipping and everything. Then we go back and do that. No, 1.5. Stop, restart. And now we're no longer clipping. And then I still have a wall jump mechanic there that I need to tweak. There we go. So I think that if you've ever played a game where all of a sudden you run into an invisible wall, that is the phenomena where you have a collider object of some sort, but it's not visible. Someone hasn't put stuff there yet. Could also be on purpose, just like you're not supposed to go there because you have some unfinished piece of the map there. And that's a very cheap and easy way of stopping you from going there. But it's a bit, well, not ugly, but it's not perfect. But I think it's perfectly fine. But that's the explanation of what happens and why it's there. you have an invisible collider object then. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you guys, whomever is watching, found it interesting, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.